What you are about to witness is performed by trained professionals. Do not attempt to fight fire unless you are a certified firefighter. These are real fires extinguished by experienced firefighters so that you may stay safe.
Oh, hey. That almost got it. Yeah, that almost rolled out.
Morning, 7 a.m. A new day begins at the fire department. Firefighters exchange pass-down reports as the off-going crew greets the oncoming crew with fresh coffee in hand. This is the normal, everyday routine, but today is different. It's training day for the two communities of Bath and Brunswick. Today, firefighters will experience smoke, flame, and a miasma of cold darkness for the first time. Probies will be baptized by fire. Others, hardened smoke eaters, will refresh their skills, whetting the blade of their knowledge. Weeks of preparation have gone into this live burn. Safety measures must be in place. Even though professionals have organized and are overseeing this burn, this is still dangerous. Nothing is safe when it comes to fire. We try and control fire the best we can during training. But fire is unpredictable. Because of this, every step is taken to ensure a safe burn. These walls have seen much. They've felt searing heat. They've withstood temperatures hundreds of degrees, only so firefighters can train in the inevitable fire room. This building is a false sense of security for firefighters. In a home, fire is more dangerous. There are more combustibles, more chemicals to fuel the raging inferno. In this building, only what we add to it will burn. Today, that is hay and pallets, and a few couches. Like sacrifices, funeral pyres to the old gods, we pile them on to build a great inferno. There is more than a century of firefighting experience here today. Deputy Chief Chris Cummings has 30 years on the job. Deputy Chief Emerson, 31 years. Deputy Chief Donald Kozlowski, 32 years. These two men, Deputy Chief Emerson and Deputy Chief Kozlowski, both come from firefighting families, a deep-seated need to help others. Firefighting seems to run through some families' blood, going generation to generation. I, myself, have 20 years in the fire service, the last 14 years spent at Brunswick Fire Department. Fire doesn't care about experience. It doesn't discriminate on age or gender. It will conquer who it wants. We are all the same. That is why we train, to survive, and that you may as well. Like the motivational saying scrolled on the wall here, you can't train too much for a job that can kill you. The crews are prepping the room for fire simulation today.
What are we doing here today, and why is this so important?
Well, we're going to burn in this building today for training purposes. And as firefighters, it's important we train. Complacency kills, and fire is vicious. It doesn't care who you are or what building you're in. It tries to consume everything. So today we're going to get a bunch of guys in that building, we're going to fight some fire, and we're going to train just like we need to. The first few burns will be live fire demonstrations. We won't be actively fighting the fire. Instead, we'll watch the combustibility of everyday household objects. Later we'll train. We'll fight fire built from hay and pallets. Our vision will be impeded by thick black smoke. The air will get hot. The room will become a hothouse of danger.
So what are you hoping to accomplish with these first burns?
So it's important as firefighters that we don't just fight fire, but we observe fire, and we're able to see how it interacts in different environments. So we call that fire behavior in the fire department, and fire will travel through rooms differently, or will burn differently based on the materials that are on fire. Like a couch in your house. It's going to be far different than hay and pallet fire, which we'll do later. So this morning, we're not going to actually fight the fire, but we're just going to light the couches on fire and watch them and see how that's different and look at the smoke that's generated from it.
The firefighters gather for a briefing to discuss the day's operations and, above all else, safety.
He's going to be doing the operational side of things, and Jester's going to be doing the video side of things. And I mean, that's it in a nutshell. We talked for a minute inside. There's two types of fires today. There's the fires that are going to meet the NFPA standard that we'll be doing interior attack with. And then there's a couple of fires that we're doing just for the Hollywood production that we will not be going inside for the couch and stuff. All that stuff will be extinguished and dampened down from the outside, so we're compliant.
Safety-wise, so command will be myself, safety will be Deputy Cummings, and the igniter / interior is going to be Lieutenant Millson. We'll break you guys up into companies of 2, just because so we can rotate people a little bit easier through the building. That being said, we're going to be operating on frequency 265. That being said, if you hear air horns and evacuate, get out.
So what can the public get from this exercise?
We preach a lot of safety tips to the public, especially in the event of a fire, and we always tell people to get low and go. But the reality is, until you actually see the amount of smoke that's generated in a fire, and until you actually see how that fire actually consumes a room, you're never going to really be able to get that across to someone. When you look at Hollywood, in the way that movies portray fire, it's a nice clear room. There's just a lot of fire, no smoke. Well, today we're going to show you why we really say to get low and go. You're going to see where the good air is, and you're going to see the smoke up top. And that's what we hope the public will get from this exercise today.
Will today be a good day to burn?
It will be a good day to burn today. No firefighter wants to see a fire in someone's home. And this is why we like to train in buildings like this. You know, really, we don't want to see someone's life change and have destruction like that. But to be honest, we want to train and we want to fight fire. So today will be a good day to burn because no one's going to get hurt and no one's home is going to get hurt. So the crews have already gotten the couch in the room, and that couch they're going to light on fire. Now for this demonstration purpose, no one's going to be in here during the fire, and we're just going to get this footage so people can see in the public what it really looks like. Now later on, we're going to have hay and pallets, and that's where we're going to train. But for this is going to be demonstration purpose only.
Command for igniter, in place, waiting permission into the building. Copy that. Command to attack. Are you all set? Attack all set. Copy that. Command to backup. Backup all set. Copy that. Command to safety. All set. You're all set, igniter. Good, Dave? Copy that. 2 meters in the building.
You can see the firefighters entering the room now. Their torches are glowing and ready to light that flammable material. Couches give off such thick black smoke. All that foam, all the chemicals on the material. And then there's the wood inside those as well. As fire starts in a room, smoke and heat rise and collects at the ceiling. This trapped heat creates a thermal barrier, like oil and vinegar separated, one floating atop the other. You can see the delineation between smoke and good air. At this point in the fire, there is still a chance to get out, crawl through the good air. As the smoke builds up, it pushes closer to the ground, bringing heat with it. Standing up in this environment could prove fatal. With the smoke comes heat. Hollywood always shows a bright red flame, no smoke. People able to run in and out without consequence to their health. But this is what it really looks like.
Just think about right now if you had to crawl out of this house, if you had to get out through this smoke.
This is why we say, get low, stay low and go. Get out, don't stand up. It's this up here, this smoke is hot. It actually makes my hand hot through my glove. This is filled with superheated gases, it's filled with smoke, it's filled with chemicals that are burning off that couch. This black smoke is dangerous and it'll burn your lungs. But if you stay low where there is good air still on the ground, you have a chance to get out without severe injury. The fire builds in intensity as it consumes the couch, filling the room with thick black smoke. A few quick bursts from the hose and crews extinguish the blaze.
Just like that.
The room is ventilated, clearing out the smoke, the crews gaining visibility. And then, cleanup.
It's warm. It may not be really that hot out today, but inside this gear, it's probably 90 to 100 degrees.
The morning burns are complete. The couches are burnt, reduced to ash and cinder. The crews break for lunch, gaining much-deserved rest. Firefighting is physically taxing. Hydration is important in preventing injuries. The firefighters take advantage of this break to prepare their bodies for what comes next.
I'm trying to remember from that meeting so long ago. Are we going to do another one here with kitchen fires?
We could.
Preparation begins for the afternoon burns. The firefighters are eager. They are ready to fight fire. But we must first ensure all safety measures are in place.
So now you see we have hay and pallets in here, and this is what we're allowed to train with and come inside and fight the fires. And you'll notice the difference later on between the smokes. Now this is going to be a lot lighter, it's going to be more gray. The smoke this morning was black and thick. We're setting up right here, and we're going to have multiple burns throughout the afternoon.
The firefighters are ready to get smoky. They are ready to battle the fiery beast. Waiting at the door, they are poised, ready for ignition. 2 in, 2 out. A safety standard to live by in the fire service. Fighting fire is dangerous. This makes it a 2-person job. For every 2 firefighters in a burning building, 2 should be outside at the ready. The ignition crew is ready to light the first training burn of the afternoon. Propane torch in hand, it only takes seconds to light the dry hay. The fire wastes no time in taking off. The igniter crew backs off. Now, we wait. Let it build in intensity.
Igniter, you can request attack when you're ready.
More hay is added to feed the fire. The heat is intense, even in my gear. Attack crews enter the room. As quick as it is started, the fire is extinguished. Now a bit of instruction before continuing.
No, you can still hydro with them. Have you ever tried it? So if you take the bail and you just kind of crack the bail about halfway, it'll make that pattern up enough. You have to be a little bit further away from the window than what you normally would with a fog nozzle because you don't get the big coverage, but you'll see. You'll see you can do it. So what I would do is put the fire out, let it darken down, call for you vent, let them open the window, and then hydro vent it. You'll see. It actually works pretty good.
Hydraulic ventilation begins, clearing the room of smoke.
So on these next fires, what we're going to do is we're going to try and simulate rollover. So as the fire goes up to the ceiling and we get the temperatures hot enough in the room, you're going to see the fire literally look like it's waves rolling over themselves on the ceiling. It's not really any more dangerous than a regular fire. It's just the way the fire pattern moves and its fire behavior. And this will give some of the newer guys who've never seen this the opportunity to fight fire in this way. But it's there's a difference between rollover and a flashover. And a flashover is when all objects in the room reach an ignition temperature and then reach their flash point, and then everything in the room combusts. But that's not what we're going to do. We're going to do a rollover, hopefully. But that all depends on, fire conditions and how it lights. So we're going to see some fire along the ceiling.
The fire has been lit, and crews stand by. The backup crew clips their regulators in, ready for anything to happen. Temperatures in the room are rising. We can see flames crawling across the ceiling. A rollover occurs when gases at the ceiling ignite from high temperatures. Techniques of firefighting are passed on to those participating in the burn. The room is aglow, almost 600 degrees at the doorway. Firefighters observe the fire pattern and behavior. Now, the moment he was eagerly awaiting. The room darkens. Smoke consumes the air. This burn is over. Now, on to the next. Training is not only about fighting fire, but also finding comfort with tools of the trade. One of these tools is the thermal imaging camera. Thermal imaging cameras have many uses. The camera can read the temperature of a fire and show where it has spread. Here, the temperature of the fire is greater than 900 degrees.
700 at the ceiling. We could get more on there.
You can see all the heat leaving the room on the screen of the camera.
Fire in the building.
The thermal imager also helps identify victims when all vision is obscured. Looking at the thermal imaging camera, you not only see the fire, but all the heat generated around it.
Igniter, you can request attack when you're ready.
Firefighters make quick work extinguishing the flames. After any fire, we perform overhaul. We pick through the rubble, ensuring fire won't start up again, looking for hot spots and embers to extinguish. It's been a good day. We fought many fires. We refreshed our knowledge. We've filmed so you may see this side of fire. Now, it's time to pick up.
Before you shut this line down, let's rinse these tools and stuff off.
All tools must be accounted for and washed. Trucks are put back in service. Hoses are drained and rolled. Although these fires are extinguished, firefighters always have to be ready for the next fire. Through all the exhaustion, the fire is not complete until all equipment, all trucks are back in service. Back at the station, firefighters will shower washing the cancer-causing pollutants off their skin. Gear will be washed and hung. And then, later on, the trucks will be resupplied with water, ready to fight the next fire. They must continue until the shift is over. Sometimes, it is only just beginning.